It's the 21st of February in Maryland, and it's a beautiful day. Like a beautiful day. Like a really, really beautiful day. It's currently about 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and it feels even warmer than that. It feels closer to 60 or even over 60. If it weren't for a nice gentle breeze blowing through at the moment, I would actually feel warm in this overshirt that I have on. And the weather forecast calls for temperatures above 70 degrees for the rest of this week. And if that holds true, that would make this February the first February in my lifetime to have 4 days of temperatures over 70 degrees. And we're not just talking about a few unseasonably warm days here and there. The average temperature for this February is 8 degrees higher than the average temperature for last year's February, and it is 6 degrees higher than the historic average for February in this area. And as we all hopefully know by now, this is not a phenomenon limited to my local area, nor is it anything new. The Earth's average global temperature has been rising steadily for decades now. It's already causing problems for some folks, and eventually it could cause problems for all of us. And by problems, I mean stuff that threatens the survival of our civilization. Possibly. I don't mean to get all apocalyptic on you here, because the truth is I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that a lot of very smart people who have made it their lives' work to study this subject think there is real potential for serious climate change-related catastrophes in the coming years and decades. Stuff like rising sea levels, more frequent and more severe instances of extreme weather, things like floods, droughts, hurricanes, and potentially climate change refugees numbering in the hundreds of millions. All of which makes it that much more unconscionable that here in the United States, the new head of our Environmental Protection Agency, Scott Pruitt, appointed by President Donald Trump, is a climate change denier. Last year, he wrote an editorial for National Review where he claimed that the science on climate change was far from settled, a common talking point among climate change deniers. The truth is exactly the opposite. 97 to 98% of scientists agree that climate change is happening and that it is being driven by human activities. And that consensus has existed for years. When Pruitt claims otherwise, he is lying, which means that he should feel right at home in the Trump administration. I mean, take a moment to think about the absurdity of this. The leader of the Environmental Protection Agency does not believe in the existence of the largest and most urgent threat to the environment. That is no less absurd than if the NASA administrator did not believe that the Earth went round the sun. Actually, can we check on that? Is Jim Bridenstine a heliocentrist? Do we know for sure? Has he ever said? Look, I love nice weather. I think it's great that I can stand outside in late February without a coat and be perfectly comfortable. I hate cold, I hate the snow. On a purely selfish basis, this is awesome. But when I remember that this unseasonable warmth is part of a long-term trend that could eventually kill or displace millions of people and endanger our species and countless others, I don't know, it kind of takes the fun out of it. Plus, it's weird when you get a lot of really nice weather in February when the trees are all still bare and the cool birds are still chilling out down south. I mean, they don't call it the dead of winter for nothing.